Welcome to Lee Pitts Live here at Diversity in Aquatics Conference 2019. We have had a fabulous affair here that's taking place live here at the Biscayne Bay Marriott Hotel. And we'll get into that as the night unfolds, when we'll be doing a variety of interviews for Diversity in Aquatics. I'm so thrilled to have two of the leaders in the movement of diversity in aquatics sitting right here with me in 2019. And glad that you guys have tuned in. Be sure to look up Diversity in Aquatics website and be at the next year's 2020 convention. So without further ado, let's meet these dynamic people. Connie, raise that up. Connie, let's get your name and title.
Hi, my name's Connie Harvey, and I am the director of the Aquatic Centennial Initiative for the American Red Cross.
And that's nationwide.
It is nationwide, you bet.
Tell us what that is.
So with the Aquatic Centennial campaign, we started this in 2014. That marked 100 years since the Red Cross added drowning prevention to its mission. So we started off by looking in communities where the drowning rates or numbers of drownings are high, and we want to get into those communities and help provide swimming lessons and other aquatic safety training to make them available, accessible, and affordable, really focusing on those parts of the community that might not be getting served by that training.
And we're so glad that the Red Cross has taken this on as part of the Centennial Initiative. Go ahead and share with our TV audience some of the success stories, stats that has come out of it already. I've gotten a chance to witness some of those today.
So it's pretty cool. One thing that's really important for people to know, that drowning is a leading cause of death for kids under between 1 and 4. It's the second leading cause of death, only behind birth defects. For kids under the age of 14, it's a second leading cause of accidental death, only behind motor vehicle crashes. And for people of all ages, it goes back and forth between the 5th and 6th leading cause of accidental death. So drowning can impact us all at any time. So with our Centennial campaign, we set out to go into 50 communities where the drowning rates or numbers of drownings are high. And we set out to get at least 50,000 more sets of swimming lessons in these 50 communities. And we were setting a goal for us to do that in 5 years. We blew through those in the 4th year. And so, and it's just amazing to go out to these communities and really see these children learning how to swim, just the squeals that are coming out of them. I mean, it's just awesome to see, and really, really gaining skills.
And people really need to know that the leader in aquatic safety and water safety and training lifeguards and swim lessons in the aquatic umbrella is the American Red Cross. They've been the leaders since 1914, and they continue to be leaders. We'll come back to you on this in a second. Here we have my good friend here. I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm Arthur Lopez, and I'm a professor of business law and ethics at Indiana University, Bloomington, Indiana.
And also a board?
Also on the board member of the advisory board here, and have run a program called Nadar por Vida, means swim for life.
Tell people what is some of the things, I know back when you were doing that program, some of the things that you try to get across to the children and the parents.
Well, the most important thing is to serve the Latino community. It was the largest program of its kind in the country, and it was staying in school, going to college, demanding a good education, learning how to swim, and understanding that those skills that you learned in swimming were performance-based skills, and that you could, if you could do it in the water, you could do it in academics.
And one of the things that works out very well right here in this mixing pot, of course, people know I have an aquatics background, is that we can see the synergy of two organizations coming together, working for a common cause. Tell us about your early introduction to the American Red Cross and the great work that they do.
Well, I'll tell you, mainly, not so much with my first introduction, but through Diversity in Aquatics. You always have to have, when we started this relationship, you have to have someone on the corporate side who will listen. And they've got to understand that we've got to tell them, frankly, when they messed up. We've got to be able to tell them, because the community will tell them. And they need to listen to us without all the fervor, but telling them they need to fix it. And that's where our friend Connie comes in.
Right. And then I learned to swim through the American Red Cross. Big shout out to some of the people who are at the top in the diversity initiative movement within the Red Cross. Go ahead and shout out Pitts and the new hiree, I don't want to mess her name up.
Nicole. So
right.
We are super excited to have our Office of Diversity and Inclusion Services within the American Red Cross. Has been amazing in this drowning prevention space. We're so excited to have Floyd Pitts. He is the Senior Vice President of the Office of Diversity and Inclusion Services. could not do what we do without Rodney Marshall. He has been so instrumental in helping make certain that we are working with these amazing partners, Nicole Johnson, and we're excited now that we also have Gina alongside us.
Okay.
And it is really an extension of the work that we're doing in training services, really helping to get to non-aquatic markets, non-aquatic partners, so that they understand about the risk of drowning and the disparity in drowning rates and the disparity in swimming skills of African Americans and Hispanic and Latinos, and now also we're extending into Native Americans. We could not do this work in training services without the amazing support of our Office of Diversity and Inclusion Services.
Outstanding. We are so proud of the great work that you guys have brought, and also you have a huge contribution to the rise of diversity in aquatics and what the mission is with diversity in aquatics. Arthur, what is the mission of diversity in aquatics?
Well, our big deal here is education, research, getting out and touching lives and saving lives.
Okay. And with that being said, I think we have a surprise presentation.
We do. Understand when I mentioned earlier that organizations always need someone like Connie. And the whole idea that they have someone like Connie, meaning that she goes back and says, I want to go to this conference, then comes back and says, guys, we messed up. The idea that they would even have someone like that is a big deal. So we want to recognize her, and we have a little token of our appreciation. You might read that.
This says to Connie, Harvey, for your continued support of our mission and programs at Diversity in Aquatics. You guys take a good look here, and we'll have it there. But this is not just it, people. Congratulations, Connie.
Thank you.
And tell how that worked.
Which goes right over the top, and that would sit on her desk or someplace, we hope, where that will be right underneath. We hope that she understands. I think you mentioned before that we've had this conference for 5 years. Actually, I'm thinking, I've been a professor for 5 years. She came in the days when we were sitting in a room planning on future conferences, what we're going to do, and that goes back about 7 or 8. So it's been quite some time.
Right, Connie. I was glad Arthur mentioned that, because I want the people to know that you and the American Red Cross didn't just show up yesterday. You were there at the early stages. You've seen the organization, Diversity in Aquatics, and all of the other partners that you've connected with to grow over the years. But I can remember you in those earlier meetings, hands-on, and this seems to be something that you ink into your schedule every year. Speak to that.
Oh, absolutely. This convention is so very important for the work that we do. The relationship with Diversity in Aquatics is something that we do every day. We rely on the experts around this table to make certain that we are getting it right. I am so proud of our organization for the direction that we have gone, especially with our Office of Diversity and Inclusion Services, but also with training services. The fact that our leadership enthusiastically supports us being here. And oh, by the way, it's not just me from my department this year. There are 4 of us here, and at the top levels of our leadership, the president of the American Red Cross. I'm so proud of our organization for encouraging us to do this work. I love you all. I am so thankful for this.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to have a very big place of honor in my home. I thank you.
Great. Well, again, thank you for all your effort. It's been long overdue.
And before we let you go, I don't know if I mentioned to people, I'm on the board for Diversity in Aquatics, but here I'm sitting in my television show capacity because I got 3 different worlds I function in. But the conference itself, mm-hmm. we'll be having another one in 2020. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I want you to make talk to the TV audience and encourage them to come out and some of the great things that take place at our conference.
So I will tell you what really has come out to me on this one in particular, and I think it has been building with each one, but the networking has always been fabulous. It has just been ratcheted up, not a notch, but like 10 notches. And to sit in a room and see the synergy among the people who are here and the heart at which everybody is doing their work is incredible. And as Floyd Pitts said yesterday at near the end of our first session, It's like, imagine where we're going to be in 3 to 5 years with the forward leaps that we are all making together. And I really think that we are breaking cycles, and we are going to make some serious headway in the disparities in drowning rates and the love of aquatics for everyone.
Amen. Also, I want to make sure that you guys understand, even though both of them have fancy titles and they're pretty successful at what they do, they are hands-on people. I want to share personal experience. Every year when we come to do the convention, we go out into the inner city. This year we went out, I think it was Liberty City. We had a swimming pool there, and we touched about 125 students with the Water Safety Day, the Diversity Aquatics Water Safety Festival. And when you look around there and see all the smiles on those children's faces, and you see all the people working, you can literally see people like Arthur Lopez walking around, orchestrating things, making it easy for myself and Ken Rowland, bringing those kids in. You just took charge, man. I know you didn't know I noticed all that, but that was huge, Arthur, taking charge of that. And then I look over to my left, and I see Connie teaching non-swimming rescue techniques, reach and throw techniques at the swimming station. Because you're at the core of what you do, you started off in the water, right?
Absolutely.
I want people to know that. Go ahead.
Absolutely, yes. Started off in the water, and that's where I love to be. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there is nothing like it. When you see these children start to experience it, especially if they've never experienced it before, that is super incredible and so motivating, and really makes you smile when you go to bed at night.
And Arthur, you told a fabulous story today about your father and being in the Navy and how you got introduced to the world of water and how that has allowed you to touch so many people. So you're a water person at heart as well.
Absolutely. You know, my father was illegal, came to this country, and tried to make a new way in World War II. Decided that he wanted to be in the Navy and he wanted to serve because he could swim. And that just continued on with us. However, I didn't get to swim until I was about 15. And the first time that and you haven't heard this story, Lee, first time that I realized that I could swim was I decided to join the swim team in high school. I had not gone past anything over my head. I dove in with everybody else, made it to the end, and only I knew that I had never done this before.
Amazing story.
Wow.
So you guys have some texture of what's taking place here. We're in a second day of the conference. We have a gala that's taking place tonight. We have various breakout sessions. Arthur and I will be running to a leadership session and shortly. We'll be doing interviews throughout the night. People will be getting some fantastic awards at the gala. And it's just been a pleasure here. Again, congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much.
I see you over there, Patrick. I'm shouting Patrick out on television. And the synergy is here, people. So for Lopez Live here at the Diversity in Aquatics 2019 conference, we'll be right back with more interviews.